I'm alone on a Saturday night, and this is my life. Just sitting here on the internet, you know, by myself on a Saturday night at 30. And, I don't think I'm alone in this. I think there's, other guys out there that are in this situation. And, there's guys, you know, absolutely in worse situations than I'm currently in. So I don't mean to kind of act like that I'm like, woe is me, like, fuck. There's guys that are just worse off. And, I get that, and it's, it's shitty. It's shitty out there. And to those guys, those bros out there, like, I feel for you, and I hope you're surviving, basically. But, I wanted to talk about just the kind of the experience of being like actually alone. There's people out there that say like, oh, there's days where it's just me on my own, but their messages are getting blown up. They're like, they know they have people that they could just like count on at any second of the day, and they have that interaction like on the side ready to go if they need it. It's like performative, like dog shit. When these like giga chads, when these like mogger guys types, when women do it, women are even worse because uh, no woman is like truly alone. Um, I guess you could say there might be some outliers out there, but outliers don't fucking count. They're not part of like the data set. So take that out of it. And you basically just have women that performatively say that they're like totally alone and it's like so tough, but their phones are blowing up. Like even a mid, 5, 6 out of 10 chick is getting her phone blown the fuck up by like on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever they're using. Um, Guys are hitting them up. Now, they may not like love every interaction that they're getting, but they're getting it. And there are definitely guys in there that they like leech off of for that emotional support, for that social interaction, for that kind of validation. Um, Guys, for the most part, it's not happening. Unless you literally are a top like 10% guy, maybe top 20%, you may be in a position like I am, and you are actually just on your own. It is like silent, like other than your own thoughts and whatever you have going on the TV, like, or the computer, if you're like watching YouTube slop or you're playing games or you're watching some show or something. Other than that, there's total silence, and there's there is a piece to that, as in peacefulness to it. There's a part of it that is peaceful and it can be comforting. Um, but a night like tonight, it's hitting me different, and it fucking sucks. And it's just this. I don't really know how else to describe it, but you're just kind of with your own thoughts, and you're like, is this the next 30 years, 40 years of me just like being on your own, like alone, and like, anyone that you try to rely on is kind of like wishy-washy. You really can't tell people about this shit because they're just gonna tell you to like, you're just go fuck yourself, or just get over it, or you're just being a bitch, you're just being a pussy, like. And it's like, yeah, I get that, but like, for fuck's sake, like, sometimes you just want to be like, yeah, dude, like, I'm just not feeling it. And when people are doing well, that's the other fucked up thing. When someone else is like, at the high arc of their life at the moment, they're really quick to kind of just tell you to like, oh, well, you just gotta figure the fuck out. You just gotta get over it. You gotta do all this stuff, when they really aren't doing that, and they don't really know what the hell's going on with you, because they're already at that high arc. When they're at their low point, though, they're very quick to just like shit all over other people. Like, I've met guys like this where, like, when you're struggling, it's you got to get over yourself. But when they're struggling and you're kind of like also struggling, it's like they just sort of want to be like, well, fuck you, dude. Like, fuck you for me being like shitty. I knew one guy in particular like this in high school that was like that. Like, I haven't talked to this guy in fucking, I don't know, like a decade at least. Um, and that's how he was. He would just, if I was having a rough time, he would just like shit on, he would just like put the boot right over my head, like harder, and just be like, well, you're just a bitch, and you just gotta get over yourself, bro, and you gotta like, you gotta do all this stuff, and it's just like, well, you're not fucking doing any of that, so like, why are you telling me that I have to do that? Like, you don't do shit. But if this guy was having a problem, he was just like the biggest asshole, and you could be like, yeah, dude, I'm also struggling, like, it sucks, and he would just kind of be like, yeah, well, fuck you, and like, I'm just gonna like magically solve this with my connections, or I'm really not upset and this is a performative I'm having like one bad day, and I'm just gonna be a dick about it and then just be fine the next day. Like, it was so fucked up. So it's hard for me to kind of put my trust in, expressing when, you're just with your own thoughts and you're like, holy fuck, I'm just like a lonely, like, fucking loser. So it sucks, but I hope the bros out there that are also struggling, that are, in some cases worse off than I am, are surviving, like, find a way to survive. Like, there's people that say, like, oh, everything's coping, but, like, coping is, like, fine, and if you have to do it, fucking do it. Just don't fall into the, death trap of, like, copes from beyond the abyss, basically, like, these dark copes. Like, don't be, getting into, like, crazy porn, or just, like, not doing anything. Doing small things to kind of keep yourself above water is helpful. So that's what I would suggest. But that's just my rant. This is more of a sad, bitchy, somber video than like the last couple things that I've done. But I'm just putting stuff out there, experimenting, and trying to kind of just like create stuff, because there's nothing else that I do. So I appreciate you guys listening. Leave comments if you want to share any stories or whatever. And I'll see you all in the next one. See ya.